Good afternoon, everybody. Doug Jenkins from the Findlay-Hancock County Chamber of Commerce with you live on this Tuesday afternoon with Carrie Gough of Spire, joining us, 5-year anniversary member of the Chamber of Commerce. Now, Carrie, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
Absolutely. Well, it's been great working with you over the last 5 years. Definitely a member that we've turned to for help when it comes to marketing, not only from the chamber itself, but advice to give to our chamber members. So we always appreciate it when you're willing to share the wisdom of your company with our members as well. So thank you for that. But let's talk about Spire today and just how it got started and what people should know about the business.
Yeah, Spire, we have been around since 2006. It started in a time shortly before recession, actually as a website company, and then recession hit. And our owner found a need that a lot of people were like, what do I do? How do I wade through things? What's my next step? And so that's how Spire was kind of born, into helping companies along those barriers when they're hitting those ceilings strategically. And so we've continued now since 2006, expanding across Northern Ohio and beyond, helping companies with marketing strategy.
So a major recession and a pandemic that you've had to help people through in just that short amount of time. But that's I guess you learn more about your business when you have to go through those tough times, and you guys are able to really lean into the things that make you strong. So
Yep.
you help people with their advertising, with their marketing strategies, things like that. And this goes for companies of all sizes.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I would say our niche is actually in building and developing marketing strategy. So when you say companies of all sizes, every industry is a little different. Every company is a little different. So when it comes to the marketing world, there's really no true plug and play. There's
Mhm.
a lot of different tactics out there. As you guys know, marketing is ever evolving. AI is coming in and out. There's new tools, meta changes, all of these different things. So companies of all sizes come to us to say, hey, can you help me wade through this? Can you tell me what direction, things I should be doing, and more importantly, things that I shouldn't be doing, that are wastes of time and resources. And it's funny you brought up COVID, because that was during a time where people thought, hey, I want to pull back in my marketing dollars in some areas. And other areas, it was their time to put their foot on the gas. And we joked, I think we were more business counselors during that time, indoors, people calling, just saying, hey, can you be my sounding board? Help me navigate the unprecedented at that time.
Let's walk through the process a little bit. Certainly, we have some firsthand experience at the chamber with this, but for a business just coming through the door, but they want to figure out their marketing strategy. Maybe they've had a strategy in the past that they've got away from. Maybe they've never done anything. What does that process like when I reach out to Spire?
Yeah, since we are strategy first, it all starts just with a conversation for us to be able to dive in and truly learn more about the business, what they're hoping to achieve, some of the pains or barriers that they're trying to overcome. In that conversation, we're able to kind of identify what's a good direction, what does their team makeup look like. A lot of times, and actually, Doug, as you mentioned, we love to sit down and do something that we call as a blueprint. So a lot of times people can go and try all these different marketing things, but we do a blueprint that actually shows how they all connect together and how those things can drive success, and put metrics to those, so that way when they start to run that plan, they know whether it's working or not. So we start with the blueprint, and then a lot of times we come alongside the companies either as a full strategic partner, where we're helping make sure that those things are being achieved. How do they adjust? Helping them dig through issues, or also being a marketing company. If they don't have those resources internally, we can help with the execution side as well. So anything marketing related, from ad campaigns to content to website, we can kind of help fill some of those gaps.
I want to talk a little bit about the importance of marketing. I think sometimes people have a great idea for a business, but well made or well Field of Dreams was a great movie. If you build it, they will come. Does not work when it comes to business. Very rarely does it work. Still, great movie. Love it. Want to watch it again sometime soon. Now that I think about it, uh, how when you talk to somebody who just thinks, "Hey, I built this. People are going to come to it." How do you kind of reach them to say you got to get to the people?
Yeah, a lot of times we have this conversation when people think that a website is their issue.
Mhm.
And I always equate a website as like putting a McDonald's in the middle of nowhere. If you don't let people know it's there, the online space is huge and crowded and multiple ways that people can find you. And so that's where we say strategy needs to connect it all. It needs to, one, you need to make sure that you're taking yourself to them. If they're not searching for it yet, what road signs can you connect back to your storefront, your website, anything, your sales team? And then also, how do you make sure that once they actually get to your storefront, they're doing the things that you want them to do? When you said about marketing strategy and
Mhm.
how do they actually connect it all the way around the way, a lot of people are like, well, I'm running ads, but sales aren't coming through. They're missing the whole middle of those baby steps that actually need to happen before someone truly becomes a customer.
And that kind of goes to the next point I wanted to make is I think sometimes people run into like, well, I'm making posts on Facebook.
Yes.
And while that is part of the strategy, that's not the entire strategy.
Yep, absolutely. We have something that we developed here called a success wheel. I know Doug, you and your team are really familiar with it. That whether you're in the B2B space or B2C space, there are these baby steps that take your ideal customer all the way through where they learn about you, how they engage with you, how you might be able to capture them from a lead perspective. And then also, people don't buy on first engagement. So, how do
Mhm.
we nurture them? How do we get them to refer others? Or even looking at that current customer, getting more wallet share from them. So, when it comes to sitting down with businesses, we really take a look at you can't just stick it out there and say, oh, we want to get them all the way around. What are the things that we need to do and measure to make sure it's all working?
It's well worth having a conversation with an expert on this. So I would highly encourage people to reach out to Spire. If people want to do that, Carrie, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
One, we have a local office over in Tiffin, just a few short minutes from Hancock County. And then also, you can reach out to us online at spiread.com or give us a direct call at 419-496-4212.
Very good. See, a lot of people stumble on the phone number. We all forget our phone numbers anymore.
Yeah,
Carrie
I
knows
think
the
it's the good
phone
thing about
number.
it. Yeah,
Carrie, again, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being a member for 5 years as well.
absolutely. Doug, thank you. You guys have been a wonderful partner.
We will be back. More videos, more information about everything happening in the Findlay and Hancock County business community and beyond on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Make sure you're following us to keep up to date on all of it. For Carrie, I'm Doug. Have a great afternoon, everybody.